welcome everybody to today's episode. Today's mini series. We're going to be talking about, of course, this is get your shit together for business, and drop a comment whenever you get in. If you happen to be on live with me, if you watch this later, please drop hashtag replay. So today we're talking about some digital tools that can help you speed things up. And today will be fairly short unless people have some questions. I can always cover some things we've covered in the last couple days. And just as a recap, obviously, day one, we talked about organization mindset. And I mean, this is so important, I think, to reiterate that the more you can get your mindset around organizing your stuff, the more that you can get your systems in place. Yes, it's going to take some time on the front end. It's going to take some time each time you implement a new system, but the amount of time you're going to save will easily be 10, 100, 1,000 times that, right? So that's so important. I got to reiterate it. And then, of course, Tuesday, we talked about filing and your file folders, your file cabinet, your label maker, clearing the paper clutter, super critical. Yesterday we talked about your CEO schedule, time blocking, and using digital calendars. And today, I just want to give you some very simple tools that you can use that may seem ridiculously simple, but the way that they save you time could be huge. Okay, let's look at what those are. Okay, so let's go to a screen share and let's see here. All right. If you're an Apple user, you have this thing called Notes. And I did not realize how useful this was until about 2 or 3 months ago when someone showed me. So with Notes, you can create these little simple folders. You can have this down on your toolbar down here, your docking station, and you can create folders and you can create all kinds of stuff that you may want to use, right? So for example, I have my Zoom link here, right? A lot of us are using Zoom, and I have my Zoom link here handy. Otherwise, I have to go into Zoom. I have to, click. You got to click a few different buttons and wait for Zoom to pull up, and it might be fairly quick to do. But with this, I just leave it down here in my docking station. There's one click here. There's a click over here. Boom, I can copy this without having to copy the entire, long form Zoom link that sometimes you get or that you send out if you don't want that. And I can paste it in and send somebody my link in Messenger, and it's very fast and effective. Now, I'm also starting to put other people's links, like this is my accountability advisor who's part of my coaching program, and we do office hours with her twice a week. I also have my one-on-one calls with her, and sometimes we have other things that she's leading that I go to. And so I can just literally, bam, I don't have to search for it. I don't have to find it in an email. I don't have to look for or do a search for the email or find it in a folder. It's just right here. I know it's down in my notes. I click it, I click Zoom links, and then I go over and I just, boom, hit the hyperlink and I'm in. So you can use this for all kinds of things. Anything that you don't want to have to hunt around for, that you want quick access to. So hashtags. Here's an example. If you want to have all your hashtags somewhere super simple, if you're posting regularly to Instagram, especially, but even if you're using them in Facebook, YouTube, anywhere where you need searchable hashtags for what you do, and you want to use the same ones pretty much over and over again, or you can always create another version, right? And I could have YouTube hashtags, right? Or I could even have hashtags for different accounts or whatever I might want. Super simple. And okay, so that's another thing you can use it for. I started to put inspirational quotes. That was something I just started. So I'll probably keep a little log of some of those in here. Here were some things like DMs I was sending to people when I was running my Manifest Your Heart's Desire business accelerator, right? I actually had certain things that I was sending to people. Now I'm actually just got a new CRM, and it's going to take the place of all of this. However, this is still super handy. And if you don't have that, if you're sending messages and you want to send the same message to a bunch of people, but you want to just change the name, that way you don't have to retype and reinvent the wheel over and over again. Notes is a fantastic way to do that. Same thing for the workshop follow-up. Same thing for some of the things I was doing in my dharmapreneurs group, right? And you can come up with all sorts of things that you might want to put in here. So really anything that you can think of that you need to repeat over and over again, that you can just copy and paste, but you don't want to put it in a Word document. You don't want to put it in a Pages document because you don't want to have to pull those up and try to remember where those were, or maybe they're just like odd bits of different things here and there, or even trying to put a whole bunch of them on a document in a page. But this is great for anything that you need to copy and paste um, over and over again. And especially like if you don't have a link tree, and like perhaps you want to have other links that you send people to for things that you do. And maybe even if you do have a link tree, you might want to have this for things if you just want to send individual links, right? Like if you got people registering for an event, for a challenge, for um, a launch that you're doing, you may want to have this in here and just be able to cut and paste the link quickly and easily, and it saves you all kinds of time. Here is another tool that's on Apple. Now, if you're using a Windows computer, I don't know what the version of Notes looks like, but I'm sure they have one, because it would just make sense that there is a version for that. Now on Apple, if you go to your system preferences, there's also something here called keyboard. And this is a fun thing if you want to use, yep, keyboard, let's see, text. Is it text? Yeah. So you can actually create these shortcuts, these where you can just type a few letters and it will put something in there. And everybody's probably familiar with OMW, on my way, right? That comes with your iPhone, it comes in your computer. But you can also put things like links, like I have a link to my Facebook group, Dharmapreneurs, DRP. Anytime I type DRP and hit space, it autofills that that link in there. I also had a link to my registration for my workshop I did last month, and that was just MHD. I could just literally type it. I wouldn't even have to go find the link. It was just built into my computer, built into my phone, that if I type these three letters and hit the space bar, this link would pop up. Now, some people like to put like a Z before these, because so you don't accidentally do this. But really, for me, when am I actually typing all these consonants in a row, right? It's pretty unlikely that I'm going to do that. But you can tweak it however you want, but it will speed things up. And again, these are little simple things, and it might seem, and sometimes inconsequential, but when you start to do all of these different things, and this was something I learned literally maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, this and Notes, which is kind of crazy that I hadn't learned how to use them previously. But they've saved me time. They've made my day feel more fluid. It's enabled me to actually send some things from my phone that it was harder for me to do before, because as far as copying and pasting links or finding the things I needed to find, um, for sending DMs, like the DM scripts that I had. So again, these are all things that you can do, that if you're saving 5 seconds here, 10 seconds there, 30 seconds there, and sometimes it's just like the frustration and the annoyance, which wears on your energy and wears on your time. If you can save yourself all of that, then you're going to be more effective, and you are going to feel better. And when you feel better and you're more effective and you're more efficient, then you're going to perform better during the day. You're going to feel better at the end of the day when you go to bed, and you're going to get up feeling more refreshed as well. And Crystal says, have you ever used Notion or Roam? I don't know what those are. So no, I have not used those. Does anybody else have questions? This is a quick one for today. Tomorrow, I am going to be talking about emails and how you can keep your email inbox down to 20 or less, how you can work through your emails quickly, how you can organize them, how you can do different things so that you are not distracted by emails throughout the day, and you can do most of your other work, your really important work, and stay focused on it while not getting pulled away and energetically drained by that, while still responding to what you need to respond to. So I know this one's a short one for today, but I feel like this is really powerful stuff when you start to add it up. And I do encourage everybody, if you haven't watched the first 3 days videos, to watch those and then join tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to be wrapping it up and diving into something else that's going to be helpful. And once you have all 5 of these days and you're actually implementing all of these different tactics and strategies into your workflow, I mean, think about it. All the time, you can save literally hours a week and many hours every month by implementing these really simple tools, really simple procedures, and really simple systems into your life. And you think more clearly, you're happier. I mean, I don't know about you, but just organization, it just makes me feel good, right? It makes me feel better and lighter. So I am not bogged down by so much minutia that my head wants to explode. All right. This has been awesome. Love connecting in with you all always. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. As always, be invincible.